Part 76. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 751. One after another, the howls of ghosts and wolves came, and everyone's hearts fell silent in an instant. The situation, is it broken? Still broken? This situation, can't be too bad. There were also hundreds of pioneers from the dark camp who broke in at the beginning, but after a minute, those who were still sprinting, less than 3 or 5. At this moment, there is still more than half of the distance from the end of the array. In other words, it is very likely that the final result is that this proposal will completely reimburse the pioneers of the dark camp. Difficulty, naturally there is. And, it's still very difficult. 1% pass rate? Maybe none. This pass rate is too low. My old bones can't stand it. Bai Piao shrank his neck aside, with a frightened expression. You? How old are you? This test is limited to those under the age of 100 bones. You seem to be, over the limit, right? Fang Fan glanced at Bai Piao. This guy, is he trying to do something? Cut? Who said I must be over 100 years old? They are very young, okay. Bai Piao pouted, and immediately began to complain. Seeing Bai Piao's confident appearance, Fang Fan was really surprised. I always thought that Bai Piao was a piece of old bacon, but I didn't expect it to be a little fresh meat. That's fine. Later you rush ahead to shield us from the arrows, we'll just paddle in the back. I would like to thank God Bai Piao for his sacrifice. Fang Fan raised the corners of his mouth, secretly happy. Cool. Hey, do you have any sense of public morality? People are so weak. Bai Piao suddenly looked pitiful. Fang Fan almost didn't kick him to death. In fact, how to pass this level, Fang Fan already has an idea. Isn't it just to ensure that the blood bar has been above 10% for a long time? As long as Fang Fan is willing, he can always maintain the position of 100%. The king level healing card can avoid all this. However, this kind of healing card can only be used 10 times a day. But looking at the distance of the 10,000 arrows through the heart, 10 cards are enough. Ding. Unlimited business opportunities detected. Publish a random task hanging a stroke. Task introduction. With such a business opportunity, if you don't earn more than 10 billion divine crystals, you can still be called the greatest card supplier. Please make more than 10 billion divine crystals by selling healing cards. You can buy 10 healing cards. Time limit, 1 day. Success reward. Low-end version of the law comprehension card is added to the daily series of products. Failure penalty, you will lose the system for 3 months. Remarks, great business opportunity. Make money. Please seize the business opportunity and take off. The sound of the system suddenly came from his ear, and Fang Fan was indeed a little confused at first. But after seeing the reward, his eyes instantly turned red. I am CAO. The law comprehension card is going to be added to the daily series of goods. How awesome is the law comprehension card? Fang Fan has really felt it. The reason why Baron Mountain, the strongest combat power under his command, was able to be promoted to the 10-star king level strong real king realm, was not because of a law comprehension card. The effect of the law comprehension card is, after using it, there is a 30% chance of comprehending a law directly. It's just outrageous. It is conceivable that if this kind of product is pushed out, it will be very popular. This quest reward seems to be a low-end version. The low-end version of the law comprehension card, that's also the law comprehension card. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 752. Fang Fan's eyes gradually brightened. This task, must be completed. The reward does not allow him to fail. It's no problem to make more than 10 billion profit from selling king-level healing cards, but you are so special, why do you limit 10 cards? How much is the unit price of the king-level healing card, don't you have any idea? Fang Fan's mouth twitched, a king-level healing card only has 5 divine crystals. Originally, if the export volume was large, if you sold it to a local tyrant at one time, you could at least earn hundreds of millions of divine crystals. It's not that difficult to accumulate. But it doesn't seem to work out right now. Each person can only buy 10 pieces at most, that is, the total sales of 50 god crystals, and it will be increased by 20%, what's more, there are only 10 god crystals. If you want to earn tens of billions of divine crystals, you must entertain at least 1 billion customers. Fang Fan's mouth twitched. Is there such a thing? Ding. Detecting the host's complaint, the system reflects on it. The system plans it. The system restarts. The voice of the dog system came, and the corner of Fang Fan's mouth rose slightly. Although the dog system was indeed a bit shameless at times, it was still decent. Ding. New regulations are now issued. If you belong to the same faction, you can purchase them according to the number of people, reducing the host's sales pressure. The corner of Fang Fan's mouth twitched, you have been reflecting on it so much that you have come up with such a plan? Shameless. But it's better than not having this convenience. I watched as more and more pioneers of the light camp and the dark camp went to pierce through thousands of arrows, but in the end, they succeeded, no 1 in 100. Almost thousands of people, there is only one lucky person. The probability of passing is too small. The crowd groaned for a while. This thing, shameless. This is such a place to be a chicken. This level alone will stop most people from the door. Seeing this situation, the corners of Fang Fan's mouth rose slightly. He knew the opportunity was coming. But if he just stands here and sells like this, I'm afraid it won't be long before he will be trampled into flesh by the crazy crowd. There are so many people who came to participate in the assessment. A quick glance, there are tens of billions of people who want to participate in the assessment. Densely packed, all of them are people. Fang Fan rubbed his forehead, his head hurts. Qin Hai Inspector. I want to make some contributions to the Holy Heaven Alliance. For the Bright Camp. Fang Fan directly found Qin Hai, the inspector of the Golden Throne of the Shengtian Alliance, and prepared a wave of routines. Doing business to make money is said to be just and awe-inspiring by Fang Fan. Hall Master Fang Fan, what do you mean by this? Qin Hai was watching the battle of the assessment, and when he saw Fang Fan's arrival, he was immediately confused. I can increase the probability of the Bright Camp participants to 100% through the arrows piercing their hearts. Fang Fan said this indifferently, Qin Hai's body trembled, and the mature and prudent attitude disappeared instantly, the excitement was beyond words, but then returned to normal. Palace Master Fang Fan, this kind of joke is not good at all. It's not funny at all. Qin Hai shrugged. Naturally he didn't believe Fang Fan's words, after all, it was too incredible. Ha. Can Inspector Qin Hai let go of his body defense and let me stab me? Fang Fan smiled indifferently, then looked at Qin Hai. Palace Master Fang Fan. Gong Sun Cheng, the inspector of Shengtian Alliance Ginza, who was standing by the side, panicked, and hurriedly came over to stop. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 753. Looking at Fang Fan like this, he wants to directly stab the gold medal supervisor. If he doesn't stop it now, when will he wait? Wait. Gong Sun Cheng gets out of the way. Qin Hai suddenly drank with an expression of interest on his face. He really wanted to know what Fang Fan would do next. As for Fang Fan's assassination, this possibility is almost zero. Lord Qin Hai. Gong Sun Cheng wanted to argue more, but Qin Hai waved his hand to stop him. If Hall Master Fang Fan really wants to take action against me, why would he say it out loud? Let me be on guard? Don't worry. Palace Master Fang Fan, please feel free. Qin Hai waved his hand and directly removed his defense, looking calm and calm. Qin Hai's inspection is so daring. That's offended. Fang Fan snorted secretly, and then he directly exerted force with both hands, clenched the weapon in his hand tightly, and stabbed Qin Hai directly. Stab. Even if Qin Hai had let go of all his defenses, Fang Fan could only barely hurt his superficial skin. But at this moment, there are also strands of blood slowly dripping. That's enough. Inspector Qin Hai, hold this king-level healing card, and then use it in a dark year, maybe there will be some different discoveries. Fang Fan directly showed his ultimate goal. It is to show this unconventional method in front of Qin Hai. No problem. Use. Qin Hai let out a low drink, and then looked at Fang Fan with a surprised expression, a little confused about his routine. Is there any way out here? But from beginning to end, he never found out. Inspector Qin Hai, you can look at your wounds. Fang Fan shrugged and said indifferently. Hiss. How is this possible? Heal directly. Heal the wound in a second. This card, what kind of divine artifact is it? Just now, was it too wasteful to use it on me just now? Qin Hai swallowed a mouthful of saliva with a look of horror on his face. Haha, this kind of king-level healing card is only one of 5 divine crystals, so Qin Hai's inspector doesn't need to care. No matter how many injuries, as long as you don't die, use one, and you can recover directly within 5 seconds. If one is not enough, 2 are enough. Inspector Qin Hai feels that if the appraisers of the Bright Camp can obtain these cards, Fang Fan doesn't need to say more. He thinks Qin Hai should fully understand. Hiss. The first level of the battle for the quota is 10,000 arrows piercing the heart. The test of this level is the cultivator's blood bar and defense ability. It's impossible to improve your defense in a short period of time, but if you have this kind of healing card, you can use it directly after being pierced by the 10,000 arrows heart-piercing magic array. Wouldn't it be possible to continue to pass the level in an infinite loop? This can greatly improve the pass rate of my Bright Camp examiners. This is a great opportunity. Qin Hai muttered to himself a few times, and then the smiles on his face became more and more. He is not stupid, he knows how many doorways there are. It's just, this kind of god card must be very precious. The number is not too much, compared to the endless group of the Bright Camp. Is it a drop in the bucket? Qin Hai frowned. This is indeed an issue that needs attention. From the overall look, it looks very real. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 754. After all, there are too many people. I can't take care of it. What if I said, I can supply unlimited amounts of this king-level healing card? It's just that each Bright Camp examiner can only buy 10. And the upper limit for each person to use this king-level healing card is 10 per day. Fang Fan said indifferently, with a confident look on his face. How is this possible? This kind of card, unlimited? Hiss. Qin Hai swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and his body trembled slightly. This is too scary, isn't it? This is an absolute strategic presence. Palace Master Fang Fan, can you count what you said? Qin Hai seemed a little worried, and confirmed it again. Certainly. Fang Fan chuckled lightly, saying that he may have doubts about other things, but the card-related matters, no pressure. You're looking for me, what do you need me to do? Say it. As long as it is within my authority, I will do my best to do it for you. Qin Hai swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and his breathing became much more rapid. Haha, since the Inspector Qin Hai said so, then I will not be hypocritical. I hope the Inspector Qin Hai will help me maintain order later. If someone is secretly messing up at that time, please help to clean up. Fang Fan said very sincerely. To put it bluntly, he said for so long that he actually wanted to use the prestige of the Holy Heaven Alliance to complete his established business plan. No problem. But I also have one condition. These healing cards cannot be sold to assessors of the Dark Camp. Qin Hai quickly followed behind. Of course, this bit of integrity, there is still some. Fang Fan responded directly, it is impossible to think about selling two of one product. Open for business. The examiners of the Bright Camp come here. Do you want to pass the assessment without worry? Do you want to pass the first round of the 10,000 arrows through the heart with 100%? Do you still think the elimination rate is too high? Complaining? Crying? Anger? Those are the words of the week. Want to get stronger? Want to get stronger? Tell me. Do you have this idea? Now. Under the solemn recommendation of Lord Qin Hai, the Inspector of the Golden Throne of the Shengtian Alliance, the card shop is solemnly opened for business. A small king-level healing card to ensure you pass the level smoothly. 10 king-level healing cards, 100% packaged. Only the examiners of the Bright Camp. Come and buy now. Buy 10. Get 10% off. Bai Biao was forced to open for business. Standing there and screaming. But I have to say, this guy's eloquence is really good. One sentence after another, it really seems like that. Later, get me some more king-level healing cards, I'm afraid of pain. Bai Biao glanced at the 10,000 arrows piercing the heart array, and shivered subconsciously. Fear. Scared. Panic. King-level healing card? What kind of thing? Can this thing be useful? Haha, it's not just another gimmick, is it? You even moved Lord Qin Hai out. In the name of Lord Qin Hai, isn't this courting death? When the Lord Qin Hai finds out, everyone will be cold. Hey, but speaking of it, this 10,000 arrows through the heart is really too difficult to pass. The pass rate of 1 in 1,000 is too scary. Made, now these profiteers dare to earn any divine crystal. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 755. In the beginning, it was basically screaming and yelling. After all, this is so mysterious. Most people's first reaction is a lie. Fake. At this moment, Qin Hai, the Inspector of the Golden Throne of the Holy Sky Alliance, stood up. Everyone, these king-level healing cards, I personally tested them and they are effective. Come and snap up. Stop the ink. Limited to 10 pieces per person. 1 piece of 5 divine crystals. You can't buy a loss, you can't be fooled. But it will give you the opportunity to enter the ruins of the gods to search for treasures. What are you waiting for? Boost. As soon as Qin Hai came out, the appraisers in the Bright Camp were all stunned. Hi, it's really Lord Qin Hai. Wow. Even Lord Qin Hai said that, there must be no problem. Don't stop me. Let me buy it. It's not about the 50 divine crystals. What a big deal. Haha, you guys have been deceived and are still giving money to people. This is obviously the IQ tax. That's right. I don't know how many gutters there are. I don't buy it anyway. The dark side. Zurong, the messenger of the Demon Heaven Pavilion, almost burst out laughing at this moment. Ha ha ha, laugh to death this ambassador. Is this, the Light Camp is a bunch of idiots. This Qin Hai is also the Inspector of the Golden Throne of the Holy Heaven Alliance, but now he has been reduced to the level of advertising. What are you selling? Healing cards. King level. Humph. I know that they are doing some crooked ways. It's meaningless and worthless. The warriors of the dark camp. Don't linger. Give me a rush. Let these bastards of the light camp see the strength of our dark camp. Battle, fight. The entry quota for the 100,000 relics of the gods will all belong to our dark camp. With an order from Zurong, the envoy of the demon heaven pavilion, the examiners of the dark camp began to accelerate towards the Wanjian heart-penetrating formation. Busy to die one by one. At this moment, the first batch of bright camp assessors who purchased the king-level healing card are already ready to go. Rush. Following Qin Hai's order, the first batch of tens of thousands of light faction appraisers attacked together, and ran directly to the 1,000 arrows penetrating heart formation. At this moment, Qin Hai was actually quite nervous. Although the effect has been tested before, it is unknown whether this king-level healing card can be successfully used in the 10,000 arrows penetrating heart array. After all, never tried it before. Ha ha ha. Qin Hai, you are really coming back as you live. This envoy looks down on you. You are not worthy to be this envoy's opponent. In front of the 1,000 arrows penetrating heart formation, there is no shortcut at all. Only strong warriors of the dark camp can pass the level. Victory over everything. Zurong, the messenger of the demon heaven pavilion, stood proudly in the sky, looking extraordinarily arrogant. Humph. Qin Hai snorted coldly, he didn't bother to care about this guy at all. At this moment, he threw himself on these bright camp assessors who were carrying king-level healing cards. If the test is really successful, in the ruins of the gods, the light camp will be able to hang the dark camp. The benefits that can be obtained by then will be endless. This is not just a morale blow, but a life and death contest. The bright camp has gained supreme benefits from the relics of the gods and has been promoted in an all-round way. The dark camp is stagnant, and even, the army is disillusioned. Under this situation, the light camp will have the opportunity to annihilate the army of these dark camps in one fell swoop. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 756. Experiment, start. Attack. Swoosh swish. Athletes from the bright camp began to attack. Their goal is clear. That is to break through the 10,000 arrows piercing the heart array. At first they felt hopeless. And now, I feel hope is in sight. Because they each held 10 king-level healing cards in their hands. They are the first beneficiaries. A pioneer. This invincible bearing will be fully demonstrated. Ah, it hurts. Hey, the 10,000 arrows pierce the heart array, it really lives up to its reputation. Mad, I feel like my health bar is falling like crazy. The bright faction that had just rushed into the 10,000 arrows heart-piercing magic array suddenly let out a painful howl. Hee hee, trash is just trash after all. No matter how you beautify it. It's still trash. Tens of thousands. Can you pass 10 in the end? Or 8? Just this proportion, also want to compete with our dark camp. Unbelievable. Seeing this situation, Zurong, the envoy of the demon heaven pavilion, became more and more proud. Especially when he saw that Qin Hai, the inspector of the golden throne of the Holy Heaven Alliance, did not dare to speak up against him from beginning to end, he became more and more arrogant and arrogant. He felt that Qin Hai chose to avoid it because he was afraid of fear. Time passed little by little, and the rebellious look on Zurong's face was gradually replaced by shock and panic. 1 minute has passed, and none of the first pioneers of the bright camp have been eliminated. It's no accident. Can it happen to tens of thousands of bright faction examiners by chance? According to normal circumstances, more than half of them should have been selected at this time. Could it be that the 10,000 arrows piercing heart array is broken? But if it's really broken, why are the warriors of my dark camp eliminated on a large scale? What the hell is going on? Zhu Rong's face suddenly became extremely ugly. The current situation makes him feel very uneasy. He thinks, something really happened. Call. Really? It was fruitful. This time, my bright camp will completely crush the dark camp in terms of momentum and strength. Palace Master Fang Fan, don't deceive me. Qin Hai swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and the light in his eyes flickered. It must be false to say that he is not excited at all. At this moment, the surging meaning in his heart is very obvious. Just don't get too excited. 2 minutes passed. Still not eliminated. 3 minutes are up. I passed. I passed the assessment. Ahahaha, I passed too. Really, so cool. Whoa, for a long time, I haven't been so excited for a long time. So excited. Wow, haha, this kind of cool feeling, is too real, right? I'm just a rookie in the 5-star king realm. I'm just here to paddle. I never thought I'd be able to pass the first level. Thank you, Hall Master Fang Fan. Thank you Qin Hai's inspector. The bright camp is invincible. 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 In terms of momentum, it was directly rendered, and everyone's eyes became more and more excited and urgent. 1, 2, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 3,489. All passed. Not a single one missed. The pass rate is 100%. Finally Qin Hai announced this exciting good news. God Fang Fan. I want 10,000 king level healing cards. Sorry, it's limited to 10 per person. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 757. God Fang Fan, I want to buy it for our Xianyang Palace. Our Xianyang Palace has more than 37,000 examiners. No problem. 370,000 king-level healing cards. Sincerely 1.85 million divine crystals. Next. 10 king-level healing cards, and sincere 50 divine crystals. Business, so hot. In the end, Fang Fan simply stopped the 3 legions of the Imperial Palace temporarily and asked them to help distribute and sell. The 200,000 soldiers of the 3 legions of the Emperor's Palace have all become agents in a blink of an eye. In this way, this crazy momentum was barely restrained. Seeing the crazy increase in sales, Fang Fan's smile became more and more popular. That's how it feels, cool. Cool to the extreme. At this moment, the bright camp is one-sided and feels very happy and excited. And the dark camp is a wailing and complaining. Master Angel. You think of a way. The warriors of our dark camp have done their best. But their pass rate for the first level is only 1 in 1,000. And those bastards of the bright camp can break through casually. There are already many of us who want to switch to the past. If it goes on like this, the situation is really bad. Hey, they say that the Motion Pavilion is incompetent, so it's better to follow the Holy Sky Alliance. Complaints came one after another, and the fingernails of Zhu Rong, the envoy of the Devil's Pavilion, had already been deeply embedded in the palms of his hands, and strands of blood flowed down his fingers without knowing it. Slapped in the face. It hurt so much. Just now he was madly despising the Jinzuo inspector of the Holy Heaven Alliance. Qin Hai did not dare to confront him. I think he's a jerk. Now it seems, the real useless person is him instead. They have already secured the victory. Naturally don't panic. The bright camp assessors have violated the rules. Opportunists like this should all be disqualified from continuing the assessment. Zhurong, the emissary of the Demon Heaven Pavilion, rose up into the sky and looked at Qin Hai, the inspector of the Golden Throne of the Holy Heaven Alliance, with a gloomy expression on his face. This kind of thing can't continue to ferment, otherwise it will only get worse. In the end it didn't close at all. If this goes on, the dark camp will only panic, and the final spot will definitely not be able to compete for the light camp. Once this happens, the following series of troubles will break out completely. Zhurong's messenger is really standing and talking without back pain. We have all made a contract with the gods before. What? Now I want to go back on it? I'm afraid the punishment of the gods is not so easy to bear, right? Qin Hai looked at the demon messenger in front of him with disdain. What are you thinking about? Just like this, can I still get used to you? Well, it doesn't exist. Are you really going to recommend it to the end? Zhurong clenched his fists. He wanted to directly order the entire army of the Dark Camp to attack, but because of the previous contract of God, he still had some scruples. If these things cannot be handled properly, there will be serious consequences. What do you say? Knowingly asking. Qin Hai pouted, isn't this looking for scolding? Good, very good, excellent. Humph. Zhurong snorted coldly, and then ran directly to the place where the cards were sold. Boy, are you selling these weird cards? No matter what the price, I will pay twice as much as I want. Sell it all to me. Zhurong, the envoy of the Demon Heaven Pavilion, said quite richly. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 758. Fang Fan raised his head and glanced at this guy indifferently. Can he pretend? Dark camp, not for sale. Fang Fan said indifferently, this is also the condition that was agreed with Qin Hai before. If one product sells too, then Fang Fan will not be able to get both ends. Will be torn to shreds by these crazy guys. At that time, Fang Fan may really have to hide in the Shushan Pavilion world and never come out. Not for sale. Boy. Is it because the price is too low? Is 10 times the price enough? You come to my Demon Heaven Pavilion, how about I recommend you the position of an Earth Demon Envoy? Zhurong immediately began to promise that he felt that his conditions were already very good. 10 times the price? Plus the location of the Earth Demon Envoy, isn't it enough? You must know that Fang Fan only seems to be in the 6-star King realm at the moment, and a realm like this is caught in the Motion Pavilion. Not to mention the messenger of the Earth Demon, the messenger of human beings and demons can't even hang up. Not interested. Please get out of the way, you are blocking my business. Fang Fan waved his hand and said speechlessly. What do you think I am? The position of an Earth Demon messenger wants to send me off? Don't say what kind of Earth Demon messenger. Even if the position of the angel of the demon is taken down for me to do, I may not be happy. Boy. Do you know what you're talking about? I advise you to be acquainted with each other. Work for the Shengtian League, there is nothing to end. Zhurong is already threatening at this moment, and the meaning of what he said is very clear. It means that if Fang Fan does not agree to his request, the Dark Camp will not let him go. Zhurong. You are so courageous. Threatening my bright camp examiner in front of this inspector. You have violated the rules. Qin Hai ran straight over. Now Fang Fan is a fragrant pastry, how could he be taken away so easily? The bright camp swears to protect Fang Fan. Humph. I still don't know the tricks of your bright camp to fool people. Knowing to say something fake and empty all day long. Kid. I'll give you one last chance. Promise me, you will be the envoy of the 7th rank Power Demon Heaven Pavilion and Earth Demon. Respect infinite. We Motion Pavilion are also willing to buy these cards in your hand at a high price. But if you don't know how to praise, then you can't blame me. The entire dark camp will be your wanted order. You must die. Think about it carefully. Is it worth your life for a spicy chicken force like Shengtian League? Then they won't care about your life or death. Zhu Rong, the envoy of the Demon Heaven Pavilion, explained all the words directly. Surrender to him and live. If you don't give in, you die. Tisk, it's not that I can't agree. Fang Fan was suddenly full of wickedness, said with a smile. Hee, I really didn't read you wrong. Say it. Open any conditions. This messenger must promise you all. A smile appeared on Zhu Rong's face. Finally, he opened his mouth. As long as there are enough bait, you are not afraid that the fish will not be hooked. Don't you choose to be obedient now? Palace Master Fang Fan, how can you do this? On the side, Gong Sun Cheng, the inspector of the Ginza of the Holy Heavenly Alliance, was instantly stunned. What kind of trouble is this going to make? Hee, Gong Sun Cheng stepped down. At this moment, Qin Hai, the inspector of the Golden Throne of the Holy Sky Alliance, was quite calm and seemed to disagree. Fang Fan smiled and didn't panic at all. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 759. Obviously, this Qin Hai inspector quite understands his thoughts. Boy, the people from the Holy Heaven Alliance can't threaten you. As long as you are willing to join the Demon Heaven Pavilion, this messenger will definitely save your life. Fast out on your conditions. This messenger can satisfy you. Zhu Rong, the envoy of the Demon Heaven Pavilion, said quite proudly. In fact, what I thought in my heart was that as long as I tricked this kid into taking out all the god cards, I would find a chance to slaughter it, but I dared to be arrogant in front of him. When will it be more? Haha. Then I said. I don't have a big heart, just take out the position of the Pavilion Master of Motion Pavilion and I'll just sit. Wouldn't it be better for me to take Motion Pavilion to correct evil and return to justice? Fang Fan shrugged and said indifferently. Boy! You dare to play with me? Zhu Rong's face suddenly turned red, and with a slap he was about to shoot Fang Fan into the soil. The Jinzuo inspection of the Shengtian Alliance, who had been on the sidelines for a long time, naturally made Qin Hai block it with all his strength. What? Zhu Rong messenger wants to kill my bright camp genius in front of me. Is this a bit too bold? Does the messenger Zhu Rong want me to activate the contract of God to suppress you? Qin Hai glared at Zhu Rong fiercely, the threat in his eyes was obvious. Hoo, boy. You are ruthless. You are already a dead person. Zhu Rong clenched his hands tightly, and the killing intent in his eyes was about to condense into substance. This anger, it's so real. He can't wait to pounce on it now and devour several bites of meat below. Haha. Boring. Come on. Brothers of the Bright Camp. Continue to snap up the King level healing card. Limited to 10 purchases per person. Pass by, don't miss it. A great opportunity is in front of you. Perfectly pass the 10,000 arrows through the heart. Give yourself a chance to enter the ruins of the gods. Give yourself a chance to become a strong man. My generation of cultivators. Fight hard to the end. Battle. Fight. Fight. Originally, there may be some people who had doubts about this king level healing card, thinking that this is a thing to collect IQ tax. But I saw that tens of thousands of pioneers from the Bright Camp passed the first test of 10,000 arrows piercing the heart 100%. Everyone's mind suddenly became warm. The atmosphere of frantic buying, has been completely set off. Fang Fan is naturally very happy to see this situation. There was also a faint feeling of throbbing in my heart. Ding. Detected that the host sold healing cards for over 10 billion divine crystals. Complete the task hanging one stroke. Ding. Start to distribute rewards. The low-end version of the Law Comprehension card is added to the daily series of products. Low-end version of the Law Comprehension card, after using it, there will be a 1 in 1000 chance of comprehending a trace of the power of the law. Price, 10,000 divine crystals. The smile on Fang Fan's face froze. 1 in 1,000 odds? What are you playing with me? Is this a law comprehension card? Isn't the probability of comprehension too low? Dog system. Are you sure this is not a fake or shoddy product? Fang Fan took a deep breath and suppressed the explosive feeling in his heart. This is so special, isn't it just cheating? It's so serious to say. Ding. Please pay attention to the wording of the host. This system has always been fair and just, and will never sell fake and shoddy products. Ding. In addition, please pay attention to the host. This is a low-level law comprehension card. It is not a real law comprehension card. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 760. The dog system is also plausible. And yet, still can't find any reason to refute. Fang Fan pouted, just thought he was tricked. Anyway, this price seems to be acceptable. 10,000 divine crystals, it looks like a lot, and it is indeed the most expensive kind of cards in the current daily series. But don't forget, this is a baby who can comprehend the power of the law. Even if there is only a 1 in 1000 probability of being able to comprehend a trace of the power of the law, that's pretty awesome. The business of the popular king-level healing card is still going on, and Fang Fan has a beautiful smile on his face from beginning to end. This wave, big profit. There are probably tens of billions of appraisers from the light camp and the dark camp together. It's just that the sales channels of the king-level healing cards are all in the bright camp, with about 5 billion customers. Except for those who rushed into the law of 10,000 arrows from the very beginning, most of the practitioners of the bright camp have purchased. There are about 4 billion customers. Each person is limited to 10 king-level healing cards, 1 for 5 divine crystals. This makes 50 divine crystals. 4 billion customers, each consumes 50 divine crystals. The sales volume has almost reached 200 billion. Hey, it's really wild. A smile appeared on the corner of Fang Fan's mouth, and he thought to himself. The sales of 200 billion, according to the 20% commission, also has 40 billion divine crystals. People are not rich without windfall, and horses are not fat without night grass. Windfall is really good. Fang Fan secretly took a breath. This should be the largest sum he has received so far, and he is still somewhat excited. With enough divine crystals, you can continue to buy king-level promotion cards, and then be promoted to the 8 major legions under my command. The first level of the 10,000 arrows piercing heart magic array happens to have the help of a king-level healing card, which can be passed without any difficulty, but when it comes to the next level, not necessarily. Fang Fan thought to himself, and immediately started full operation. Now he has 2 6-star king-level legions under his command, the 4-winged War Angel Legion and the Black Dragon Knight Legion. In addition, there are 6 5-star king-level legions. First, promote the 6 5-star king-level legions under your command to the 6th level. Ding. Consuming 79 million king-level promotion cards, 6 5-star king-level legions were promoted to 6-star king level. At this moment, Fang Fan's 8 legions are all 6-star kings. At first, I thought it was terrifying to spend tens of millions of king rank promotion cards. After all, a king rank promotion card represented a divine crystal. It's just that with tens of billions of dollars in hand now, everything seems extremely indifferent. Continue to promote the 8 major legions to the 7-star king level. Ding. Consuming 975 million king level promotion cards, 8 6-star king level legions were promoted to 7-star king level. Continue to be promoted to the 8-star king level. Ding. Consuming 9.893 million king level promotion cards, 8 7-star king level legions were promoted to 8-star king level. Continue. Ding. There are still 29.2 billion king level promotion cards left, can't support the promotion of 8 8-star king level legions. Call. It was a little off just now. Hey. I didn't expect to reach the top. In this case, there are more than 29 billion king level promotion cards left, which can almost make 2 8-star king level legions advance to 9-star king level.